Hey there, this is Hayden Halstead with the Halstead Home Team, realtor right here in Spokane, Washington. And today we're going to talk about the April 2022 housing market data that just came out. We're going to interpret it together and see what is going on in the real estate market, so stick around. So April has been an interesting month here in Spokane locally and across the country, between interest rates hiking up over 2% between the start of the year and where we are now, and we're just now starting to see the effects of that on the real estate market. So for the first time in a while, the median sales price actually went down just slightly between March and April. In March, we were at $430,000 here in Spokane. What we saw in April was $426,000. So year over year, that is still a 20% increase from April of last year, but month over month we actually saw just an ever so slight 1% decrease. And so month over month we saw a huge increase of listings between March and April, about a 15% increase, and active inventory, homes staying on the market, has gone up substantially as well. Month over month we saw a 35% increase, meaning 35% more homes that were just staying on the market, moving from a new listing status to an active listing status, meaning they're staying on the market for more than 5 days at least. Year over year as well, we've seen a drastic increase in the amount of active inventory sitting on the market, new listings coming on the market. Active inventory is up 33.5%, new listings are up almost 10%. Our inventory is actually up 50% from this time last year. We're sitting at 0.6 months of inventory, which is still an extreme seller's market. Anything 3 months and lower is generally considered a seller's market. So the fact that we're at basically 20 days of inventory right now, that is still up drastically from this time last year. We were sitting about 10 days of inventory. So more things to choose from for buyers out there, but what we're seeing, and I think this is the effect of the interest rates that are finally coming through, is that our closed sales were down quite drastically between year over year and month over month. From this time last year, our sales are gone down 10.8%. It's quite drastic, and if we look at compared to 2020 and 2021, 2020 it made sense because April, this is right at the start of the pandemic. March was when it started. April's when everybody was really kind of starting to freak out and we were really going into lockdown mode, and so we saw our big dip in sales because people were pulling the homes off the market. There was a lot of uncertainty. And at that point, in April of 2020, we closed 508 homes in the Spokane area. Last year, when there was more confidence going into April, things were slightly more open at that time. We had 612 homes and closed. And now everything is wide open. The only big difference is some questions in the economy, some questions with interest rates, all that kind of stuff. And so we are down in 2022 currently. Every single month so far, this month is the only month that we've actually been above sales of 2020, being because this was the start of the pandemic. So we're starting to really see the effects of the interest rates, people slowing their search, lots of people needing to delay closings because they have to work out financing issues. I ran into that as well. I had a listing. Buyers needed to relock their loan because we had to readjust the sales price. And because of that, they ended up almost not qualifying for the home anymore because of the interest rates so rapidly increasing even while we were under contract. In relation to a lot of this information, the National Association of Realtors reported the first drop in the number of realtors in the association in over 10 years. And so we started the year with almost 1.6 million, and now we're getting much closer to 1.5. And so we've seen about a 7 to 8% drop in the number of realtors across the country. These slight adjustments that we're seeing month over month right now are things that might be leading indicators of things slowing down. Now, when I say slowing down, what do I mean by that? Do I mean 2008? Absolutely not. I just mean a market that I think we would all appreciate. People that are doing well in the business, realtors that are doing well in the business would appreciate it because they're gonna start seeing more inventory opportunities. Their buyers are going to be able to get their offers accepted. Last night, I stayed up until almost 11 p.m. negotiating an offer with a listing agent just so that we could be in first place because we were competing up against 8 other very, very strong offers. And so it took us late into the evening to make sure that we were able to get it. So things are still very active out there in the Spokane market. I think if we saw any shift, we're still 12 to 18 months out from even having what I would consider a very noticeable shift, but we're starting to see lead indicators where sales prices are dropping. So it might be showing just slightly less competitive bidding wars going on there. We're seeing more homes staying on the market, but it is interesting that we're seeing less sales. So buyers, there are less homes actually selling, but more are staying on the market. So you actually do have a good opportunity to start looking for a house out there that is a good fit for you. Even though interest rates are increasing, if you still qualify, now is the time to lock in that interest rate, because if we had a crystal ball, I'd tell you exactly when to do it, but we don't know if they're going to continue going up and how long they're going to continue going up for, but they could come back down in a matter of 12 months, which some people believe it to be true. But if you lock it in now, you're going to be happy if they do go up, and if they come back down and go back to what we loved to see last year, about a year and a half ago, then you can just refinance generally for no money out of pocket and drop your monthly payment to get that better interest rate. Sellers, the gold rush may be coming to an end, but I still think there is plenty of time, and there will always be time, because if you have owned your home for more than 2 years, then you are sitting on bank. And so you are fine, no matter what, if you want to sell now or in 5 years from now, you are sitting on at least $140,000 of equity just from these last 2 years alone, not to count any or for however long you've owned the home prior to that. If you're not ready to sell, the time will come, and we are so deep into the seller's market that even if we get to the point of 2 months of inventory, 3 months of inventory, your home will still sell. You are still going to be in a greater position than any other real estate market that we've ever seen in history. And even if things slow down, we are not expecting a crash by any means. If anything is affected in a crash, it is going to be the stock market, and our real estate market is still going to go strong, so there's nothing to fear in terms of holding your house. The great thing about owning real estate is that if you've locked in a 30-year mortgage, the only thing that changes for you is the value of your home, meaning you just need to stay in that home until the value goes back up. And in real estate, it's the opposite, because generally what goes down must come back up. Less often is it what goes up must come down. If you're thinking about jumping into the real estate market, whether you're a buyer or a seller, I'd love to chat with you and strategize how to master this market, get the most money out of it, get into a home, and do what is best for you and your family and your current situation in order to live a better life and start building equity or take advantage of the equity that you have. My name is Hayden Halstead with the Halstead Home Team right here in Spokane, Washington. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon.